every day in the life crypto video, YouTube video, you've probably seen is like luxurious boats, travels, girls, women, drinks, all this sort of stuff. Absolute nonsense. Most of this is just complete shit. Today I'm going to show you a real behind the scenes of a crypto CEO going to Sydney, speaking and trying to make a positive impact on people to actually help people make money in crypto. So come along with us as we go to Sydney and Adelaide. Morning, how are you?
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Where are we off to?
We're going to Sydney. Better business. Alright, we're heading to Sydney to speak at the Digital Asset and AI Conference. So we've got a keynote today, panel session, media interview. Then we're doing some drinks with our platinum clients tonight, and then we're heading to Adelaide tomorrow for meeting with another one of our platinum clients. So you're gonna get a full behind the scenes next couple of days. Just preparing for my keynote today. On our platform, our analysts post research and data. We're kind of talking about the lull of August and September. Like historically, these 2 months are horrible for crypto. Like the returns are negative, things are quiet. You basically just got to survive this quarter to then thrive in Q4. And we're getting a lot of calls, a lot of people asking what do we think about the market right now. Things aren't going well, altcoins are down. Whether they should sell, what's going on. The stock market's ripping, but crypto's down. It's really about just staying calm, staying patient. Bitcoin's still up 100% over the last 12 months. People sort of forget that. So just preparing some data for my keynote this afternoon, and yeah, going to share some of the insights. So I got off the call with a platinum client this morning, and it was something that's actually pretty common at the moment where people have over-invested and they don't have enough money on the sidelines. In crypto, because you get the volatility, you get so many pullbacks and opportunities to buy the dip. And historically, these dips in these bull markets are the best times to buy, right? Because you get these 20-30% corrections. And if you don't have any cash on the sidelines to buy back in the dip, you can't lower your average price. So one of the clients I spoke to this morning had over-allocated and doesn't have any additional cash on the sidelines, so he can't deploy. So ultimately, without that, you don't have a lot of options to reinvest. So what I've done in the past when I've done that and over-allocated is just consolidate, especially if you're over-allocated in altcoins and maybe you're down 20 or 30%, consolidate, move into Bitcoin. Pause that. Consolidating, move into Bitcoin or Ethereum. And then, you're not having the drawdowns of those corrections with altcoins, because if the Bitcoin goes down 20%, your altcoin's going to go down 30, 40, 50%, right? So if you can, try and get some cash and just deploy in those corrections, because that's when you can get 20, 30, 50% moves on the upside and you're going to get a better average price. So moral of the story is don't invest too much cash, always have some on the sidelines. Mate, it was fast, very fast. A little upgraded business always helps. Yeah, just prepping for the keynote. We had a lot on today. It's like 9 a.m. We've only had like 5 hours sleep. So I got in from Gold Coast yesterday. So, hey mate, how are you? Like historically, it's just a really boring period in the market, and nearly 15 people that work for us now at Collective Shift. There's probably about 10 or 11 full-timers, plus we've probably got half a dozen contractors, so equivalent of 15 full-timers, and it's grown massively. We've nearly doubled the team in the last 6 months, so that was David, our head of member success, so I try and check in with him every week, maybe once or twice a week. We've got an amazing team. I really don't need to do too much. These guys are pretty much sorted, but we have over 1,000 active members now in our platform, and he sort of looks after them all, and he does the strategy calls and a lot of member support and things like that. So tend to just check in, see how he's going. We've got a big masterclass coming up this Thursday, so we're just preparing for that, and he's reaching out to our high net wealth clients and just making sure they can attend and preparing them as best they can. So my job as CEO is basically just to make sure they've got everything they need to do their job, and we hire good people and they do amazing things. So yeah, pretty lucky with that. Sorry man, our flight got moved earlier. Yes. Thanks man. So I live more than 6 months outside of Melbourne. So my place is in Melbourne, but I live on the road for more than 6 months of the year. And for the first 3 years of building this startup, we had basically no money, right? So it was living in bloody, not quite backpackers, but it was like pretty rough going there for a little while. Now the business is really on a good trajectory. I can invest a little bit more into getting a nicer place. It helps with sleep, especially when I'm speaking. And at the moment, probably only getting maybe 4.5 hours sleep. because I'm traveling so much. Like getting a good hotel, getting a good bed makes the world of difference. It has a gym, you know, that I can actually get a good night's sleep. You know, when I used to just slum it out on the road, like you just get a shit sleep, it's got no good food, you feel like crap the whole day, and it affects everything else, right? So spending like the extra $50, $100 to get a good hotel makes a massive return on investment. So hasn't always been like that, but I'm glad I can actually stay at half decent hotels now. Here we are, mate. Need more coffee. So I always get asked, how do I actually prepare for these keynotes, these panel presentations? Like what actually goes in behind the scenes when you do one of these things? The first thing to understand is that panel presentations are super easy, right? Because you're up there with 4 or 5 others, and basically you can I just usually just show up and I know what I'm talking about. Maybe there's like a pre-conversation that's had. So last week we actually had a 30-minute talk with other panel presenters and the moderator just to sort of go through what we're talking about. But when it comes to a keynote, that's a whole other kettle of fish because it's all on you, right? So the first thing I try and understand is, you know, who am I talking to? Like who's actually in the audience? Like what is their knowledge about crypto? Why are they at the conference? What's the conference even about? Second of all is how long am I speaking for? That's a big one. So the talk I'm doing today is only about 10 or 15 minutes. And what I usually go and do is once I know who I'm speaking to and how long I have, is try and come up with what are people asking about right now? Like what is something that people want to know? And I have so much data obviously with the content I do and the members I work with. I know exactly what people are after. So at the moment it's a lot about like, you know, where we are in the cycle. Is the bull market over? What happens if there's a recession? Should people be buying the dip? And also again, like strategy, how do you put a portfolio together? So what I basically put together is, you know, my presentation today is, you know, creating a crypto investing strategy in 10 minutes. And really what I try and focus on is like, what are the key takeaways? Like what is something going to walk away from my presentation? I always want to deliver as much value as possible. Like what are the things that someone walks away and go, these are the 4 things I learned, right? So once they've got that, I then start to lay out my presentation. And that's really using data that I've got from my team, my analysts, or it might be just data I know of. And I start to piece together this presentation. So literally this was like, you know, yesterday or the day before I was putting together this slideshow on the plane because I was like, actually it was last night, that's right. It was last night I was putting together these slides to put together to present today. We send it over to the event and they get it going. So once you know the content, it becomes really easy. But if you're talking about stuff you don't know about, you know, obviously it's a lot harder. So I've been doing this for years now. It's sort of become second nature. But yeah, that's kind of how I prepare. Okay, it's non-stop, absolutely non-stop. And the market's going sideways. Right, you know these guys you've been watching on YouTube, the guys that, you know, have the $1 million mansion, the rented out Lamborghinis, the boats, the yachts, and they do this day in the life video of them living this amazing lifestyle. I've met these guys and it's just so full of shit, right? They sell dreams, they sell visions, they sell hope to people that are maybe in 9-to-5 jobs. That's not what I'm doing on this channel, and it's not what I'm showing you behind the scenes. I'm genuinely showing the real deal of us building a multi-7-figure research company in the crypto space, where we really deliver value and really deliver results. And you're not going to see all the boats and the girls and the Lamborghinis on these videos. It's more about the real deal, what goes in behind the scenes, what on earth I do, the ups, the downs, the challenges, and I'm just glad you're coming along with me. So there's no clickbait in this video. You're just generally going to see some good insights, and yeah, hopefully enjoy. Amazing. Do you know which room the bags are in?
Wrapped up, mate.
I collected too many of these. I reckon I've got maybe 50 of these now. If I actually kept them, I'd just lose them. So this conference is digital assets, AI, technology, so it's a bit of everything. Basically you have like companies go and pitch to investors and then get people like me to come and present. So yeah, we've got about 12 staff now, which is pretty nuts in Australia, and we've really sort of pivoted towards trying to be like the morning star of crypto. No one's in the same place, 100%. Well, we're 5 coffees deep because, again, average about 4.5 hours sleep, so that's going to be interesting when you... I always don't like going on too much less sleep when you go up and talk, but actually a pretty decent crowd here. So this is crypto, AI, digital assets, tech, I don't know. So a few massive subjects are sort of just piled into one. I think the AI stuff was up this morning, so I'm about to go talking crypto. I'll probably look over my notes, look at my slides just to remember what I'm talking about. But this stuff's pretty much my bread and butter. So have some slides, talk about the market, talk about how to create an investing strategy in under 10 minutes. So we'll sort of go through that. I don't think we've got any time for Q&A, so just going to knock it out, smash it out, and then have a media interview. And then we've got a panel later on today. So hopefully it goes all well. And is it a mic or handheld?
No, it's on the lectern.
Is there a handheld?
You can.
Yeah.
Do you prefer?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, I'll let them know.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Cheers. So psychologically, if you stand behind a lectern, there's something between you and the crowd, so it's harder to build trust. So I learned this when I did my public speaking course last year, 2 years ago when I was doing my preparation for my TEDx talk, that by speaking behind something, it's harder for the crowd to trust you. And also first impressions from a human is usually created within the first 4 or 5 seconds. So 1, dress nice. Number 2, never use a lectern, never stand behind something. Always get out in front and open, and be open to the audience, and the trust goes up instantly. We're about to go on. Just ringing the bell. When they ring the bell, everyone comes in, and I'm busting for a piss. Been slamming the waters. We did a ice bath and sauna last night, Daniel and I didn't drink any water, so I've been slamming it today and non-stop going to the bathroom. So just have to hold on while we go do this keynote. Thank you. So the blue, the far right, is the current cycle, and as the coloured lines go down further, they are based of dollars in the next 10, 20, 30 years. It's currently at 60,000. But we will see a lot of volatility and a lot of people lose money. 10 minutes went fast. I think I went all right. I sort of lost track in the middle there because I was like, I don't know how much to spend on this slide. I've never actually done a talk that went for 10 minutes. So I was trying to fly through it. I kind of tried to balance both for people that hadn't bought crypto, because there was people in there that didn't really own any crypto, but there was a lot of people that had a lot of crypto. So I was trying to balance both the beginner and advanced stuff. But yeah, I think overall went all right. The next speaker shook my hand, so I don't know. We'll see the feedback afterwards and see how many people come up and talk. So cryptocurrency and Bitcoin specifically is a way for me to help other people understand about how money works and how finance works, how investing works. And I believe Bitcoin is one of the best mechanisms to grow your wealth. So that's how I help.
Yeah, perfect. Because we are actually setting up some speakers as well.
Yeah.
So I'll just let Steve know that you're going to be
perfect.
available.
Yeah.
So we can probably do another session.
That's good. Amazing. Thank you so much. Cheers. Thanks, mate. For whatever reason, people in crypto just don't remain patient. Like if you look over the life cycle of Bitcoin, it's compounding at 60% year over year. Even today, it's up 100% in the last 12 months. And yet people, when the market dips, panic. And I think it's because they over-allocate to altcoins. Like people think about, trying to get too much of a return. Apparently 60% year over year is not good enough. So they barrel into altcoins. When you get these corrections, everything bleeds out and then they panic. So really having a top-heavy portfolio is super important, because if you look at the Bitcoin halving cycle, usually the Bitcoin will peak somewhere between 6 months to 18 months after Bitcoin halving. So we've probably got 6 to 12 months to go. Bitcoin will usually run, and then the the money will flow down from there into other altcoins. But yet people go altcoins first. Not to say that you can't have risk in your portfolio. I'm pretty heavy on ETH and altcoins, but ultimately you've got to be able to wear the downside if you want to go in altcoins early. So if you invest in altcoins, proceed with caution. It's going to happen, but don't get too impatient when the market dives. Rightio, just wrapped up a bit of lunch. I wasn't quite Korean barbecue. If you want to see the first vlog, check out the Korean week in the life. But had some good lunch. Now we're going to go do the panel. This panel's got madness, right? We're talking about AI, security tokens, DPIN. We're talking about crypto. We're talking about Bitcoin. We're talking about, there's about 6 massive subjects. in 30 minutes on a panel. So. This panel is going to be a little bit easier than Korea because everyone speaks English. We're in the last panel in Korea. If you watch the vlog, the audience had to translate from Korean to English, and the organising committee was like in Korean, obviously, so it's kind of hard, the translation difference. But yeah, we've got a pretty good panel today. Everyone's like got a different skill set. So there's an AI security tokens guy, someone for Digital X for the ETF. We're a fund manager, and there's me, so we've got a good mix. So it's gonna be fun. Good crowd out there, so should have fun. Yeah, a sentiment the last probably 6 months has been pretty flat. I mean, Bitcoin, the whole crypto market has sort of been. All done, finished the panel. That was pretty good, 30 minutes to cover AI, DPIN, security tokens, crypto. It's just never enough, but those guys were pretty smart. Actually, one of the guys on there, Joey from the Singularity Net, which we met earlier, he's like one of the OG like crypto AI projects. Like those guys were around back in 2017. If you were an investor then, you probably remember the Singularity Net ICO. I'm not an investor personally, but those guys have been doing crypto and AI for a long time. But I think that the key takeaway for me is that there's investing, and then there's like, is this thing actually viable? And there's like thousands and thousands of different cryptocurrencies, all trying to create a solution for probably like 8 problems we actually need solving. That doesn't necessarily change the investment lens, you know, DPIN, AI, metaverse, gaming, these are all sexy narratives. Do they need blockchain? Will they actually solve something? Will it be something around in 5-10 years time? Who knows? But in the short term, a lot of these projects are good investments. If you find good, you know, fundamental value and get the right narrative, they can grow a lot in a bull market. So it's about finding those projects, you know, moving away the shit, get rid of that. But yeah, do these things really need a blockchain? I don't know, we'll find out.